Good morning. Welcome to CAM Look, your daily dose of the Cincinnati Art Museum. At 10 o'clock every weekday, a staff member or volunteer will be here to share an object from our collection, so join us for each new conversation. My name is Betty, and I'm a museum docent, and today I'd like to share the painting Hymen by Thomas and Maria Dewing. There are four things about this piece that intrigue me: the artist, the subject, their technique, and a mystery. First, the artist. There are two of them, a husband and wife team named Thomas and Maria Dewing. It isn't that common to see two artists working on one painting. Thomas was an American artist born in 1851 and trained in Paris. He became known for his figure paintings of aristocratic women, and his work was compared to the pre-Raphaelites and Whistler. In 1880, Thomas moved to New York, where he met and married Maria Oki. Maria was an accomplished artist with extensive training who decided at age 17 to pursue an artistic career. In fact, when she married Thomas, his career was less well established than hers. After marriage, she pulled back from her other work and focused more on flower paintings. Both Maria and Thomas won exhibition awards, and their paintings are in museums today. In 1884, Thomas and Maria had a quandary. Their friend Stanford White was getting married, and they needed a gift for the happy couple. Their problem was that Stanford was a prominent architect and art collector. What do you give to the guy who has everything? Thomas and Maria decided to collaborate on a painting. They chose an interesting subject, a personification of marriage. Maria painted the entire canvas with lush greenery and orange blossoms, a symbol of marriage. Thomas knew that Hymen was the Roman god of marriage, often shown with a bridal torch used to light the Roman groom's fireplace after the wedding ceremony. Notice I said Hymen was a god, a male figure. But Thomas Dewing decided to paint a female figure in a flowery dress. Why do you think he did that? Does it say something about marriage in the late 1800s? Or perhaps Thomas was just more comfortable with his usual female subjects? Their technique was also unusual. First, Maria painted her greenery on the entire painting. Then Thomas added his figure on top of her dried composition. You can even see the texture of her leaves showing through the figure's thin dress. They then added touches of gold foil on the bridal torch to make it really gleam. This Hymen was the only composition where Thomas and Maria collaborated, and both signed their work. So what about that mystery I promised you? Well, a few years ago, our conservation team decided to remove varnish and discolored retouching on this painting. When they x-rayed it, they were surprised to find the head and partial shoulders of a smaller, perhaps more masculine figure hidden behind Hymen's upper chest. It appears that Thomas may have decided to change the scale and maybe even the gender of his figure. This change covered more of Maria's work than originally planned. I wonder what she thought about that. I've always loved this work because it has so many conundrums and antique references. So my question today is this: have you ever handmade a special gift for family or friends? Share your thoughts in the chat below.